Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for the content for day number 2 of our Fanvent calendar. We're looking ahead to Wednesday night's return to St Mary's just a couple of days after our big win against Watford, and we've got another relegation rival in Norwich City. It's of course another crucial game that is being televised, but not on your usual platform. Amazon Prime will be broadcasting this one. It means it's a 7:30 kickoff. It's all a bit strange, but it is 18th versus 19th. 1 point separates the two sides, and it's going to be a big game for both teams. But before we get into the video, guys, do make sure you have subscribed and you're following us on our socials. We're currently running a giveaway where we are giving away your kit of choice. So go check out our Twitter and Instagram to go and enter yourself in that if you haven't yet so already. Right, let's get into the video. As always with these match previews, let's have a look back on our last game, which was a massive result. Performance wise, it wasn't really there, especially in the first half, but I thought in the second half we definitely picked up, especially because we were 1-0 down. It was such a big game. It didn't matter how we got the points, we just had to come away with the points. We finally won at home, and with another home game just a couple of days later, it's a chance to actually build some momentum and go into the Christmas period and with confidence and pick up points. Now the impact of Sofiane Boufal off the bench has to be noted. What a player he's turning out to be. I never thought I'd see him again after he had a strop when refusing to warm up for Mark Hughes when we played Chelsea, what was that, a year and a half, 2 years ago. But he's come back from his loan spell and has looked incredible. He has to start. Moussa Djenepo also looked strong, obviously got the assist with a helping hand, should we say, for Ings' goal. But he's also looked quality since he's come back from his injury. Again, I would be starting him. And I don't expect the team to be rotated too heavily. Obviously tune into our predicted lineup tomorrow for the team that we think is going to start against the Canaries. But there's just no need. We're a fit side with young players, and you know, we have got good depth, but we've had two decent enough performances in the last 2 games against Arsenal and Watford. Why would we change the team? I mean, it's pretty much been the same team starting both games. Armstrong obviously had to come out because of his injury, but besides that, you know, we've looked good. The formation has been strong enough for 2-2-2. I don't really see why there's a need to make that many rotations. But it's just like the Watford game. It doesn't matter how we win, we just have to take the points. Norwich have struggled like we have, but I've also put in some good performances here and there, and we'll get onto them in a little bit. In terms of history though, they tend to struggle at St Mary's and we tend to beat them, and we tend to struggle at Carrow Road. So good thing is at St Mary's, we beat them in a replay in the FA Cup 3 years ago, and the last 2 seasons they were in the Premier League we also beat them at home 3-0 and 4-2. So let's go on to our opponents, which are Norwich, newly promoted. Well, when I say newly promoted, they came up in the summer, but you know, they've been in the Premier League for 3 months. They know what it's all about. But their team has been quite similar, it seems, to that played in the Championship. They didn't sign too many players in the summer, didn't really have the funds to, and so it was always going to be a big ask for them to stay up in the league, in my opinion. But they're playing some good football at times. Just sometimes they look a little bit exposed at the back, which we have to capitalise on Wednesday night. Now their away form had been woeful until a 2-0 win at Everton. They hadn't really been scoring away from home, and they weren't picking up points. So hopefully that can be the same on Wednesday night. They may be encouraged by the win against Everton, but we have to sort of take the game to them and be dominant because we are at home. In terms of the men in form, it seems to be Timu Pukki and Todd Cantwell. They've both contributed to a significant number of goals, more than any other of their teammates. So of course we've got to look out for them. Last time out they were actually unlucky, just like we were against Arsenal. A 2-2 draw, but they should have won it with the chances that they created. Identical almost to the game that we played against Arsenal the week before, but they were at home, we were at the Emirates. And their home form has been a lot stronger than their away form, it seems. You know, they beat Man City for Christ's sakes. They have been disappointing away from home, and hopefully that will go into our favour on Wednesday. Hope that's given you guys enough information on Norwich. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get a Norwich fan in time for this, but I think that's good enough insight. It's enough. So on to my prediction then. They desperately needed the points, as do we. But if we pick up 3 points, then we're going into that Christmas period with a lot more optimism. You know, it was vital that we won against Watford. It's vital we win this game, and I'm backing us to do so. Their away form hasn't been great. They look exposed at the back at times. We can't really keep a clean sheet, and they can score goals. So I'm backing them to score, but I'm going for a 3-1 win for Saints. I think Watford defensively are better, and we scored 2 goals against them. So, you know, you'd like to think that we can score 3, but I think it's going to be an incredibly tight game. It's going to be tough as well, and we're going to have to perform well if we are going to take the 3 points, which we have to do. Like I said with Watford, I don't care how we get the 3 points, just get them. Same with this one, even if it's a scrappy 1-0, I'll take that every day of the week because we have to be picking up points now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I know it was a little bit shorter, that's mainly because I didn't have the opposition fan on. But if you have enjoyed the video, remember to leave it a like. Go follow us on all of our socials if you haven't yet already, and subscribe, of course, with notifications turned on. And we'll see you tomorrow for the predicted lineup. See you then, guys.